Hello, Colorado Realtors. I'm Scott Peterson. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Legal Bites. In today's edition, we are going to be talking about the contract to buy and sell, the Real Estate Commission approved contract to buy and sell that you all are hopefully working in on a day in and day out basis. And I'm going to be talking specifically about the blanks, all of the blanks that are in that contract. As you know, under your limited license to practice law, you are licensed to fill in the blanks on the pre-printed forms, obviously including the contract to buy and sell. But there's an overlooked provision. It's paragraph 3.1 of the contract to buy and sell. There is no checkbox. There's no fill in the blank. It's an innocuous, pretty short little paragraph, frankly, but it's not paid enough attention to, in my opinion. And it's called applicability of terms. It's buried just underneath the dates and deadlines table there on page 2 or 3 of the contract. And again, just one paragraph. And it says not a whole lot, but what it says means quite a bit in the context of the contract and how it's prepared by you all. So first of all, what it says is if there's a checkbox to be checked, then and that box is checked, then the corresponding provision to that checkbox applies. All right, and here's where it gets more and more important, is in a situation where there is a blank, or I should say a box, a space, or a line that is left blank, or a box, space, or line that is completed with the abbreviation NA, or not applicable, I think is what most people use often there, or there is a box, blank, or line that says deleted. All three of those have the exact same effect on that entire provision. Okay, and so when you leave a blank in the contract, which you really should never do, it can delete not just that line or not just that blank, but the entire provision. And then 3.1 goes on to say, and this is the appropriate response in a situation where you just want to delete essentially that line or that blank or make reference exclusively to that blank in the contract, is you ought to be using the word none. That's the appropriate fill-in for a situation where really you just want to address only that blank or that specific line in the contract as opposed to the whole provision. You want to put the word none in there, and that addresses it in that context. So there's many instances in the contract where it'll say something to the effect of other and then blank. And if you're using if you're either A, leaving that blank blank, or if you're putting in NA, or if you're putting in the word deleted, it wipes out that entire provision based on what the paragraph 3.1 says in terms of applicability of terms. And so any of those things will take the whole paragraph out from a reference standpoint based again on the language in paragraph 3.1. So the proper thing to use in a situation where maybe the whole paragraph applies or most of the paragraph applies, but that specific blank or other doesn't apply, the proper word to use in that blank would be the word none, rather than leaving it blank, which you should never do. Don't ever leave blanks in the contract, or putting in NA or deleted. So I know that from a form software, some of our larger form software providers pre-populate the blanks in the contract with NA, which I think that's getting ready to change pretty shortly, and you may see some more information from your software providers related to the fact that the term NA is not going to auto-populate anymore, and hopefully the word none will auto-populate into blanks in the form, which would be the appropriate terminology to use. So probably going to see some changes from your form software providers, or at least some of the larger ones, as well as I think in the 2019 version of the contract to buy and sell, so we're in this forms moratorium, and the contract to buy and sell will change again as of January 1st, 2019. So at the beginning of next year, there will be a number of changes occurring to the contract to buy and sell, and I think one of those areas that will be addressed in some manner, at least as is being proposed right now, is some minor modifications to paragraph 3.1 that will help address this problem as well. So remember, don't leave blanks in the contract because it has the effect of NA or deleted, and it takes care of the entire provision, not just that specific blank. Keep that in mind. As always, if you have questions, you can call the Car Legal Hotline. It's available from 9 to 12 and 1 to 4 Monday through Friday. Thanks so much for your membership in the Colorado Association of Realtors, and we'll see you next time on Legal Bites.